Welcome here to Shy Sports Live. We have game two of this four-game set between your Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. The Cubs, fresh off of a shutout loss, Hunter Green had a heck of a game yesterday pitching, and the Cubs are going to look to try and improve on their record and to get ever so closely to clinching the top wild card spot. They've already done the hard part, which was clinching a postseason spot. Now they gotta try and clinch a top wild card spot. And of course, there's still a chance that they could climb back into the division, but that's gonna take a lot of losses for Milwaukee and a lot of wins for the Cubs. But let's take a look at our starting lineups before we get on the first pitch here at beautiful Great American Ballpark. Start off first for the Cubs. The first three hitters: Nico Horner, Ian Happy, and Seiya Suzuki playing second, left, and right field. Carson Kelly, Justin Turner, and Dansby Swanson running out the 4 through 6. Kelly playing catcher, Turner's DHing, and Swanson's shortstop. And the 7 through 9 hitters: Santana, PCA, and Shaw. Santana is playing first, Pete playing center, and Matt Shaw playing third base. Now for the Reds, and by the way, Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs. For the Reds, TJ Friedel, Noelvi Marte, and Miguel Andujar, the first three hitters, playing center, right, and DHing. Austin Hayes, Spencer Steer, and Ellie De La Cruz, the 4 through 6 hitters, playing left, first base, and shortstop. Cabrian Hayes, Jose Trevino, and Matt McLean run out the 7 through 9 hitters. Hayes playing third, Trevino catching, and McLean playing second base. And Nick Lodolo pitching tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. Last time I saw him pitch was when he had a finger blister injury, which caused them to leave the game early as the Cubs failed to, as he left the game. So we are set for first pitch here in Great American Ballpark. Cubs and Reds in game two of this four-game series. Of course, Reds vying for a playoff spot right now. The Cubs trying to vie for that top wild card spot. We are almost set for baseball. And for the biggest thing for the Cubs is they got to get their offense going, man. You know, that offense yesterday, maybe they're a little bit loopy yesterday with the fact that they celebrated before coming to Cincinnati. So that might have been the reason why. And Hunter Green is a good pitcher, so that might also be a reason why. But the Reds have taken the field. We're almost set for first pitch here in Great American Ballpark. Cubs and Reds, game two of this four-game set. We're almost ready. Hope everyone's having a great Friday afternoon. We will have game three of this series tomorrow, which could either be a game where the Cubs need to win to get back to try to have a chance to even up the series on Sunday, or a win tonight for the Cubs would split the first two and potentially get us to a split or a 3-1 series win for either team coming up on Sunday. And then Sunday we will have week 3 action for the NFL, the Bears against Cowboys. It's been a while since we broadcasted a game, so hope everyone is enjoyed their week. We are almost set for baseball. There's still a little delayed right now, but for Lodolo, he's a fastball and curveball type of guy. Also throws a changeup and a sinker. He throws all of his pitches pretty well, which is good to see. But Nico, this season hitting 367 against left-handed hitters. What's interesting is Cody Bellinger has been hitting the ball well against lefties. He's hitting 359. He's a lefty-lefty guy, it seems. But we're set for baseball. Nico Hoerner about ready to step into the box to play. Nick Lodolo's on the mound. And the play ball signal has just been made. And we are set for first pitch. As here is the windup and the pitch from Lodolo. It's a fastball at the top of the zone for a strike. So once again, and Hoerner's going to take time out. Once again, welcome to this audio-only broadcast of the Chicago Cubs and Cincinnati Reds. Game 2 is 4-game set. Here's the 0-1. Nice off-speed over the middle of the plate for a strike. 0-2 now on Hoerner. Nico got his average up to over 300, hitting 301 now in the season. As here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss to the ball in the dirt. Trevino will throw the first in time for the first out. So 3-pitch strikeout for Nico Hoerner, and Nick Lodolo has a good start to this game. And it was 2 breaking balls to finish out at bats. That was a good pick from Trevino. So here is a man that does a lot of damage at Great American Ballpark. Ian Happ, first pitch to him. Another off-speed pitch, catches the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Cubs were shut out in the game last night, 1-0. Here's the 0-1. Again on the outside corner, good slider, 0-2. Sorry, I think it was 4-0. It was 1-0, so I was right. Sorry. Here is the 0-2. Chopper hit weakly towards first. Grabbing to steer, he'll step on the bag and himself for the second out. Close play, but a good play from Spencer Steer, and that's 2 outs now for Lodolo. So really good. And that was another off-speed, by the way, from Lodolo. So really good start for Nick. Last time Cubs saw him was that game where he had to leave due to a blister injury on his finger. So here's Seiya Suzuki hitting 244 on the season. 3 homers shy of 30. So here is the first pitch. Change up over the plate for a strike, 0-1. Just getting started here on Shy Sports Live. Great American Ballpark. Here's the 0-1. Inside, nearly hits Suzuki. It's 1-1 now on the fastball. Cubs vying for their 89th win of the season. Here is the 1-1. That catches inside corner for a strike. 1-2 now on Suzuki. Reds, they're trying to fight for a playoff spot. Here's the 1-2. Backdoor off-speed foul out of play. 1-2 on Suzuki. Four on the pitch clock. Lodolo comes set. The pitch. Just misses high for a ball. 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom on top of the first here at Great American Ballpark. Just getting on their way. Here's a 2-2. Low, and it's full now. Good eye from Seiya. Good little battle here. Here is the 3-2. Foul back out of play again. It'll be the ninth pitch of the bat now for Lodolo. Doesn't get him out here, then and it's another pitch. It'll be a 10 pitch at bat. Here's a 3-2. Low and in. That's ball four. Good battle there from Suzuki, and he draws a walk to win it on a 9 pitch at bat. With the 2-out walk, that's going to be Carson Kelly now. Lodolo will come set. The pitch. That's up and away for a ball. Lodolo will come set to 1-0. Popped up right side, tailing out of play, and it will get out of play. It's 1-1 now on Kelly. "16 pitches for Lodolo in the top half of this inning. That helps that that long battle from Seiya Suzuki. He had a 9 pitch at bat, ended up in a walk. 1-1. That's up and away. 2-1 now. We're also going to pay attention to some other games that won't impact the Cubs necessarily, but for the Reds playoff spot, we'll have to look for the Giants results, but mainly the Mets results. That's the biggest key. Here's the 2-1. Line drive left center field. That's going to get down. Friedel's going to cut it off. Seiya's heading to third. Rose going to come into De La Cruz, play at the plate, and he is going to be out. Unsure. The Cubs are going to say, hold on, but he looked out in real time. I don't know why they sent Seiya on the play, especially with a heck of a defender out when De La Cruz. Cubs aren't going to challenge. Cubs waste an opportunity. Well to the bottom of the first on Shy Sports Live, scoreless. Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning here in Cincinnati. Cubs and Reds scoreless at 0 after a half inning of play. Interesting send by the third base coach for the Cubs, Quinn Berry. I understand Ellie De La Cruz hasn't been the best defensively in the recent stretch, but sending him when Ellie got the ball and he barely touched third base is not what you want to do with as strong of an arm as there's a first pitch strike to TJ Friedel. Strong of an arm as De La Cruz had. I mean, if it's PCA, maybe you have a shot because the throw wasn't perfectly on line. It was slightly up the first base side, but there was just And there's a swing and a miss. That was just not a good send there. Cubs could have had the inning continue with Justin Turner, lefty righty situation with a chance to drive in a run. So that play officially goes as a single, and uh, Suzuki thrown out from De La Cruz. A single from Carson Kelly. But it's 1-2 on Friedel. Shoto will come set in the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Good pitch, and that's out number one. Like the splitter that just missed off the plate. There's Novi Marte for his pitch. High, fly ball center field. Pise, medium depth, will come in to touch now, and he will make the catch for the second out. So Novi Marte goes down on a fly out. That's coming from Miguel Andujar. Shota gets the call from Kelly on pitch com. The pitch. Just here inside ball one. Chad Whitson, our home plate umpire tonight. Andujar, 312 average in 86 games. DHing tonight for the Reds. The 1-0 from Imanaga. Little flare to right, that's foul. It's 1-1 now. Imanaga will come set. 1-1. That misses inside, 2-1 now. Imanaga comes set. 2-1. Line drive smoked on the left field line, but foul. Looks like a sweeper, and Andujar just absolutely tattooed it, but foul. 4 starters tonight for the Cubs defense. Have 1 gold gloves. Happ with 3, Swanson with 2, Horner with 1, and Carlos Santana with 1. 2-2. Shot foul. Gotta imagine Nico's gonna get another one this season, and even potentially Ian Happ. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first. The pitch from Imanaga. Just fouled it off. Nice splitter, and Andujar just gets a piece of it. We'll see if he forces Imanaga to throw a lot of pitches here, like the Cubs made Lodolo do in the top half of the first inning. And time is called. The pitch clock was at 1 when Imanaga came set, so might be a mound visit charge to the Cubs. Who knows? The Tigers are skidding. They're down 3-0 already against Atlanta, and they're in the first inning. Here's a 2-2. Popped up right side, out of play, and they're going to continue on this battle. So kind of like deja vu to start off the game. Cubs made Lodolo work. Now Imanaga is being forced to work from the Reds offense. White Sox, going to hope we can get some help from them. They're playing against the Padres tonight in this 3-game series. The 2-2. That ball smoked the left field, and that ball is gone. Andujar got a fastball at the top of the zone and absolutely tattooed it out of here. and it's now 1-0 Reds. Oh my gosh! My cat is literally. Hey, but the Reds with a solo home run, and the Cubs are now down 1-0. And Duhar just got a fastball and absolutely killed it. Here's Austin Hayes. Here's the pitch. Well, hit hard on the line, but foul. 1-1 now. We've seen that now for Shota quite often this season. There's a lot of first inning issues. Usually comes back and has great outing the rest of the game, but it's not been that way for a while now. Here's the 0-1. Backdoor sweeper catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 now on Austin Hayes. Here's the 0-2. Splitter in the dirt. 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. This is inside. 2-2 now. So similar to Lodolo, Imanaga is being forced to work. You got Andujar to 2 balls and 2 strikes. He had a solo home run. You know, as Austin Hayes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So he pitched number 17 of the inning and game for Imanaga. Here it is. Up and away with an off speed. It's full now. There's only been 2 runs scored in this series. Both of them have come from Cincinnati. Here's the 3-2. Fly ball, right field. Suzuki will come in. He'll camp under and make the catch for the 3rd out. But Miguel Andujar lights one up for the Reds. 1-2 the 2nd inning. Reds on top 1-0 on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to the top of the 2nd inning on Shy Sports Live. Reds on top 1-0 over the Cubs. Courtesy of a Miguel Andujar solo home run in the bottom of the 1st inning. Came on a 2-2 count with 2 outs for Shota Imanaga. First pitch to Justin Turner from Nick Lodolo is a fastball on the outer third for a strike. Both starters had a long 1st inning of work and got the first two outs relatively quickly. Here's the 0-1. That's so it's 1-1 now on Turner. Cubs could have had a chance of getting a run in the top of the first inning, but sending Suzuki in what definitely was not a good send. Here's the 1-1. Late swing and a miss from Turner, 1-2 now. If he doesn't send them, brings up Turner with a chance to drive in a runner in the scoring position with 2 outs. So you'll never know what happened. Turner does hit pretty well against lefties. So here is the 1-2. Check swing, fouls it back to the screen. Matt will continue. Here's the 1-2. Waves at that one and change up off the plate, fouls it off. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. They say he did go. The home plate umpire did. That's out number 1. Chad Whitson said he went too far. He looked like he was trying to get out of the way, but his bat head went too far. So that'll bring up Dansby Swanson now. 249 average, 22 home runs, 75 RBIs, 150 games on the season. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And for Lodolo, that's 2 strikeouts now in the game. Here is the 0-1. Change and misses low, 1-1 now on Swanson. Cubs 2 wins away from 90 wins. Will not be able to get to 100 wins. Most they can get is, here's the 1-1. High fly ball hit pretty well left center field in the gap. This ball is going to go. Dansby Swanson, a solo home run. And the Cubs answer and score their first run of the series as Swanson hits his 23rd home run of the season. The left center field, 101.6 on the exit velo, and a projected distance of an even 400 feet. And good job from Dansby Swanson. That was a fastball pretty much middle in. And he just hit that ball well in the left center field into the gap. Would have been extra bases regardless. And it turns into a solo shot as Santana waves and misses at a sweeper for strike 1. That's exactly how you want to respond after giving up a solo shot in the bottom of the first inning. 0-1, Santana swings at another sweeper, 0-2 now. But the Cubs, going back to their win total, they can win at most 97 games. Here's the 0-2. That's another sweeper missing low. Santana holds. It's 1-2 now. The Cubs' most wins they can get is 97 wins on a season. That would be if they were to win out the rest of these 9 games remaining. Here's the 1-2. Pop fly out of play. Santana, a waiver pickup a couple weeks ago. Here is the 1-2. Ground ball pulled foul. Here is the 1-2 from Lodolo. Just inside, 2-2 now. The box lit up like it was a strike. Whitson did not give the call. So here's the 2-2. Sweeper swinging a miss, strike three. Third strikeout now for Nick Lodolo, and that's out number two. Both outs in this inning have been strikeouts. And now to bring up Pete Carl Armstrong. Bit of a scary situation in the game last night. Hit a line drive at 105.7 miles per hour and smoked Moises Ballesteros. Here's the first pitch from Lodolo in their first strike. Struck Ballesteros with that line drive in the helmet. Left the game. Not playing today. The Cubs have been kind of injury riddled, it seems, in the last couple of weeks. Here's the 0-1, and that catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 now on PCA. No balls, two strikes, 2 outs, top of the second. Cubs and Reds here in game 2 of this 4-game set. We are tied at 1. 0-2. Up and away, 1-2 now. Both runs in this game have come via solo home runs. Miguel Andujar, the bottom of the first, and Dansby Swanson here in the top of the second inning. Here's a 2-2. One away with a sweeper, good eye from Pete. 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the second. Beautiful night. Great American Ballpark. Warm temperatures. The 2-2. Line drive on the right field line. That's going to stay fair. Pete will have a single. Cubs will continue this inning. Matt Shaw looked like another off-speed pitch, a sweeper, and Pete just kind of gets the bat hit out in front of it. Flares it over the right field, over the first baseman Spencer Steer in the right field. So here's Matt Shaw. 9-hole hitter for the Cubs. Here's the pitch. Oh no, Lodolo pick off through the second. Pete looked like he avoided the tag initially. Overslides the bag and he can't get back in time. He's upset. Craig is going to say, let's hold on, but I think he is out again. I think Pete might have also got an equipment violation for spiking the helmet. Counsel says no challenge. But Dansby Swanson lights it up. Cubs tie it back up. Led to the bottom of the second here in Great American Ballpark on Shy Sports Live. 1-1. Welcome back here to the bottom of the second. First pitch to Spencer Steers. Foul tip into the glove for strike one from Shota Imanaga. Cubs and Reds tied at 1. Here is the 0-1 from Imanaga. Misses high for ball 1. And both innings for the Cubs offense have been ended on the base pass. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good splitter. 1-2 now. First thing, Seiya Suzuki was thrown out on a questionable send at the plate by a mile, and Pete Armstrong got picked off to end the top of the second inning. Here's the 1-2 to Steer. That's in the dirt. Good block from Kelly. 2-2 now. That's stuff you'd like to see get cleaned up as we head closer to playoff time. You can't really make too many mistakes in the best of 3 series, as that's where the Cubs are likely headed to. Here's the 2-2. This is inside, full count now. And it's most likely going to be against San Diego, as the Mets are probably going to be too far behind to catch. I think I hit the knob of the bat. Actually, that's a break for Spencer Steer because it caught the inside corner. It's full count now, or full count still. But the Reds kind of in the average to slightly below average ranks for MLB statistics this season. It's here's a 3-2. I pop fly out of play for Tito's 2025 Red squad. By the way, it's 6-0 Atlanta over the Tigers in the top of the second inning. Tigers' lead continues to collapse, especially the Guardians win tonight. 3-2. Pop fly, right side foul territory. Santana makes a nice sliding catch for the first out. Good catch there from the veteran Santana. That's on number 1, and that'll bring up Ellie De La Cruz. Had that well. There's a sweeper in on the hands. Just made a good catch. First pitch, sweeper wall up on the way to De La Cruz for a ball, 1-0. Of course, the Dodgers, here's the 1-0. Foul ball, I think it hit Whitson. Umpire umpire says he's okay. 1-1 now. But the Dodgers, of course, there's still plenty of time for them to blow that division lead. That hit Whitson's shoulder pad, looked like. Here is the 1-1. Nice sweeper, swing and a miss, 1-2 now on De La Cruz. There's always a chance that the Dodgers collapse and the Padres win that division and force the Cubs-Dodgers matchup in the wild card series, which is something that the Cubs probably want to avoid. De La Cruz smokes that foul. However, to beat the best, you got to beat the best, and the Dodgers are a difficult team to play against. You might have to face them in that NLCS series to get to the World Series. So, one way or another, you like to face them, maybe get them out early. That one spiked by Imanaga. It's 2-2 now. Get them early in the postseason, where they might not be at full form, not quite fully healthy, and maybe have a shot at eliminating a pretty big juggernaut to start off the playoffs. It's a 2-2. This is inside. It's full now on De La Cruz. Both pitchers working pretty hard in these first 2 innings. Both over 30 pitches on the pitch count. Here's a 3-2. Up and away. That's ball 4. De La Cruz, pretty good speed aboard now. Walks. First walk issued from Imanaga. I'm bring up Brian Hayes, but yeah, so the Cubs, they still have a shot at winning the division. Of course, they got to win games. They aren't going to play Milwaukee the rest of the regular season, so it solely relies on Milwaukee losing and them winning at the same time. First pitch to Hayes popped up, shallow center field. Swanson goes out. PCA comes in. Swanson calls for it and makes the catch for the second out. So 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. Now to bring up Jose Trevino. "35 minutes into this ball game, Cubs and Reds even at 1. Reds matching their run total from the game last night. Cubs getting their first run of the series tonight. First pitch well up and away for ball 1 to Trevino. But again, the Cubs still have a chance at the division, although it's very slim. Season series, though, did go to the Cubs, I believe. Here is the pickup attempt at first, and De La Cruz is now picked off. They're going to run down, and he's going to get thrown out. So both half innings in this second inning end on the base pass via a pickoff. Well, to the third on Shy Sports Live, 1-1 in Cincinnati. Welcome back here to the top of the third inning here on Shy Sports Live. Cubs and Reds tied at 1 through the first 2 innings of play. 3 base running mistakes already. 2 for the Cubs, 1 for the Reds. Cubs still playing a little sloppy on the base pass. Both half innings offensively for the Cubs so far have ended on the bases. And the Reds, Ellie De La Cruz got picked off the end of the second inning, so both running games have not been too stellar. As Matt Shaw will again step back into the batter's box. Could not complete his first at bat. Hitting 220s on a bit of a slump now. There's a first pitch backdoor sweeper for a strike from Lodolo. He's been stuck on 11 home runs for a while now. Here's the 0-1. Another backdoor sweeper for a strike. 0-2 now on Shaw. Those really hit those corners with those sweepers. It's been really good. 0-2 on Shaw. He flies this one to left field. De La Cruz has a chance to make the catch, and he does, just in fair territory or foul territory for the first out. So Shaw goes down on a pop out. Unlike Nico Horner, who led off the game with a strikeout in the dirt. But yeah, game three of this series will be broadcasted tomorrow in week three of Chicago Bears football. Horner Elijah's one in the right center field for a base hit. Fastball, hair off the plate. He just goes opposite way with it, and Nico continues to hit the ball well. But week three of NFL, Cubs against the Cowboys. Never know how those matchups are going to go. So here's Ian Happ. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to Spencer Steered. So here's the pitch from Lodolo. That ball's hit well left center field. This ball is going to be off the wall. Heading to third is Horner. He's going to make the turn. He's going to come home. The throw from De La Cruz is late. He gets away from Trevino, but Happ will hold that second. Regardless, that is an RBI double for Ian Happ. And the Cubs have taken a 2-1 lead. That was a sweeper that was over the middle of the plate. And Happ just absolutely unloaded on that one. And that one was a good sign from Quentin Berry. So Seiya Suzuki walked on his last plate appearance. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one on a fastball. Here's the 0-1. That's off the play with a changeup, 1-1 now. 46 pitches for Nick Lodolo through 2 1/3 so far. Has had the strikeout ball working, has 3 of them tonight so far. Late swing and a miss from Suzuki, 1-2 now. That was a fastball. He'll call for time. But for the Cubs, this is good to get their second run of the game and of the series. A run in both the second and third inning now, and a chance to add on some more with Ian Happ in scoring position. Here's the 1-2, top of the zone, misses just up. It's 2-2 now to Suzuki. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the third, 2-1 Cubs here in Great American Ballpark. Game 2 of this 4-game series. 2-2, that's so it's 3-2 now. Reds shut out the Cubs. Yesterday, a complete game shutout for Hunter Green. A 1-0 victory for the Reds. "3-2, that's inside, and Seiya has walked for the second time tonight. Unwrap Carson Kelly, who's 1 for 1, had that base hit, and that's the play where Seiya is throwing out on a base, throwing out a home. Dolo will come set the first pitch. Change up at the knees, that's a strike, 0-1. Kelly now has averaged up now to 256 on the season. OPS is 787. Here's the 0-1. Popped up behind home plate, and that's going to be out of play. It's 0-2 now. Lodolo comes set. 0-2. Swing and a miss, good changeup. That's 4 strikeouts now for Nick Lodolo, and that's out number 2. We got Justin Turner now. 0 for 1 today. Struck out swinging. First pitch off the plate, 1-0 now. That's going to be a mid-afternoon game on Sunday for Bears Cowboys for Week 3. Here's the 1-0. That's up on the way 2-0. Blackhawks preseason games getting started too. Tuesday is the first Blackhawks preseason game. Unsure if we will broadcast that game or if we prioritize the Cubs. Here's the 2-0. Fouled back to the screen, 2-1 now on Turner. We're also going to have the Bulls game starting a little bit later, but those games are going to be picking up soon too. So, until the MLB season ends for the Cubs, we're going to get pretty busy. Have all major sports. Well, not the Bulls. There's a swing and a miss, 2-2 now. But we're gonna have pretty much all major sports teams being broadcasted here on audio or on Shy Sports Live, the audio broadcast. But 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the third, 2 on for the Cubs, 2-1. An Ian Happ RBI double broke the tie. Chance here for Turner to add on some more insurance runs. Lodolo will come set, land the pitch. Foul tips into the glove for the third out. That's 5 strikeouts now for Lodolo, but the Cubs break the tie and lead 2-1. We'll to the bottom of the third on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to the bottom of the third inning. The Cubs on top of the Reds 2-1, courtesy of an Ian Happ RBI double in the top of the third. Ian Happ has had a really good career against NL Central teams. First pitch from Imanaga to Trevino's up and away. 484 games, hitting 274, 93 home runs. And this is just against the NL Central. There's a harder ground ball pulled foul. He's hitting a home run basically once every 3 games against a NL Central opponent. So there's a good chance we can see him go yard today, tomorrow, or Sunday. There's a line drive right field. This is hit well, but Suzuki on the track makes the catch for the first out. Trevino gives it a scare, but he is set down. Ring with 9-0 hitter Matt McClain. 6-0 Atlanta over Detroit, by the way, in the bottom of the third inning. Watching those NL Central battle or AL Central battles. First pitch is inside for ball one. Mets on top 1-0 over the Nationals. 1-0. That catches inside corner for a strike 1-1. White Sox have a tough couple series coming up, trying to avoid 100 losses for the second year in a row, or third year in a row. Here's the 1-1. That's up and away 2-1. It's going to take them going 7-2 in their last 9 games to reach that mark. And of course, Milwaukee playing against St. Louis in St. Louis. There's a 2-1. High fly ball hit pretty well left center field. This ball is going to go. Another home run for the Reds off of Imanaga. And again, a no-doubter, the 15th home run of the season for Matt McLain. And for the Cubs, that short one-run lead is now gone. 107.3 off the bats. Was absolutely tattooed. Another fastball, this on the middle inside part of the plate. For the first 9 hitters of the lineup, Imanaga surrendered 2 hits and 2 runs, all on solo home runs. The ball, by the way, projected 422 feet. Here's the first pitch to Friedel. Catches the top of his own for a strike on 1. Here's the 0-1. That ball set to the right center field pretty well. PCA on front of the track will make the catch for the second out. So 2 gone here in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up Noelvi Marte. .44 pitches for Shota through the first 2 2/3. Marte flew out to Pete Armstrong in his last at bat. First pitch to him is a sweeper at the knees for a strike on 1. Of course, this game is going to hopefully end prior to the conclusion of the Brewers and Padres game tonight. 0-1, Chapper hit towards first. Santana bobbles it, but able to fire the first to Shota, who covers for the third out. But Matt McLain ties it back up on a solo shot. What's to the 4th 2-2 tie. Welcome back here to the top of the 4th on Great American Ballpark. The Cubs and Reds tied at 2. Stansby Swanson got the Cubs on the board to start this game, and a solo home run will step in against Lodolo. The first pitch. Just catching the outside corner with a changeup for strike one. Now is on a 28-degree launch angle and at an 84 feet apex. We'll swing through a sweeper. It's 0-2 now. I was on a 2-2 count after battling back. See if he battles back here. 60th pitch of the game for Lodolo was just thrown there. See if Tito tries and get him through the 6th inning. That's 9 outs. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, good sweeper. Another strikeout for Lodolo. That's now 6 punch-outs in this game. 2 walks, 2 runs. Continuing to pitch the ball well, even with those 2 runs given up. Really, 2 runs given up is not that big of an issue if the offense for the Reds picks up a little bit. Here's Santana. First pitch. Chopper rolled towards De La Cruz. He'll fire and makes the play for the 2nd out. So 2 gone here in the top of the 4th inning relatively quickly, and that's going to bring up Pete Armstrong 1-for-1 tonight. Got a sweeper and just lined it out towards right field, but he was picked off to end that 2nd inning. We'll have a chance here to try and break this tie. First pitch shows bunt. Gets a strike call to him. Almost was very close to try and actually lay it down. He barely pulled the bat back. Probably because it was a sweeper. Thought it was going to miss inside. Here's the 0-1. That's off the play, 1-1 now. It's the 65th pitch of the game for Lodolo coming up here. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2 now on Pete. Trying to get that 30-30 season under lock. Needs 1 more home run, I think. Here's the 1-2. Just off the play with a fastball, 2-2 now on PCA. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 4th. The pitch. Sweeper low and away, full count now. Let's see if Pete gets a good pitch here to hit. With this full count coming up. There's a check set in the 3-2. Ground ball hit weakly. Brian Hayes bare hands at the throw. He said he was always safe. Spencer Steer dropped it. First base umpire said that. Our first base umpire David Rackley said that he dropped the ball. Tito says no challenge. That's going to be an infield single for Pete. What a heck of a play for Brian Hayes. Looked like he just dropped it, or it just came out of Steer's glove after he fell on the ground. He kept his foot on the bag. If he's kept, there's a ball low and in. If he did not drop that, if that ball did not come out of his glove, that would have been an out. Look, Brian Hayes made a heck of a play just to even get a shot. Here's the 1-0 to Shaw. Swing and a miss, 1-1 now. I'd imagine we're going to see PCA try and take a bag here. Overslid the bag in this last when he got picked off. Part of the reason why he was out. Slammed his helmet down, got an equipment violation for that. Pretty big lead. No throw over and a nice changeup in the swing and a miss, 1-2 now on Shaw. Ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the fourth. Cubs and Reds tied at 2 in game 2 of this series. Lodolo does throw over the first PCA back in time. That's the first disengagement of the game of the at bat for Lodolo. One, two. Line drive hit well. Left field. That ball is going to go. Matt Shaw hits his 12th home run of the season. It's a 2-run shot, and the Cubs have taken a 4-2 lead here in the top of the fourth. Absolutely smoked that on the line. 104.9 miles per hour on the exit velo, and a projected distance of 391 feet. That was a changeup at the shins, and he tattooed it. That was a good pitch from Lodolo, and Shaw just got the bat head on it and crushed it in the left field seats. It's 4-2 Cubs now. Nico Horner 1 for 2 today with a single. That's 12 home runs now for the rookie, Matt Shaw. First pitch. That's up for ball 1. So what was looking like a good, solid start for Lodolo is now kind of gone downhill. Here's the 1-0. Up and away 2-0 now. That's 2 home runs now for the Cubs offense. Swanson and Shaw each having home runs. Swanson with a solo shot. Shaw with a 2-run shot. Here's a 2-0 to Horner. Swings and misses on a slider for strike 1, 2-1 now. For the Cubs, that's 7 hits now in the game. Horner scored on that Ian Happ RBI double. Here's a 2-1 from Lodolo. Swing and a miss on another sweeper. It's 2-2 now. Just past the 1 hour mark here at Great American Ballpark, a 4-2 lead for Chicago. Trying to vie for the 89th win of the season and push Cincinnati ever so closely to being eliminated from playoff contention. Here's the 2-2. This is inside. It's full now. Here's a 3-2. Fly ball right side out of play. The bat will continue. As Lodolo is creeping towards 80 pitches now. He's 2 away. Only 3 2/3 innings so far in this start. Here's a 3-2. Flare to center field. Frieda will come in. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out. But Matt Shaw with a 2-run shot breaks the tie. Cubs take the lead. Wet to the bottom of the 4th on Shy Sports Live. 4-2 Cubs. Welcome back here to the bottom of the fourth inning in Great American Ballpark. Cubs on top 4-2 over the Reds. First pitch to Miguel Andujar. One in for ball one. Andujar had a solo home run in his last at bat. Reds have runs in the first and the third. The Cubs have runs in the second, third, and fourth inning. 1-0, that's off the play for ball two. 2-0 now. Here's a 2-0. Jandam fouls it off. 2-1 now. Andujar came over from the Athletics, hitting .359 for the Reds in 27 games, 4 home runs, hit 6 with Oakland. Well, they're not Oakland anymore. Hit 6 with the Athletics. Here's a 2-1. Line drive right field. This is hit well. Suzuki turns around and makes the catch on the track for the first out. So one gone. That'll bring up Austin Hayes. And Fasea hasn't played too much right field this season. He's DH'd a lot. Hayes 0 for 1 today. Flew out Seiya in his last at bat. First pitch up and away for ball one. By the way, that was the 51st pitch of the game for Shota. Odolo, he's creeping up towards 90. Next inning could be his last inning. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. That ball smoked, but it's foul. Second time tonight, Austin Hayes has absolutely launched one, but foul. 1-2 now. Washington has tied it up with the Mets, third to top of the third inning, so the Mets lose and Reds and Giants win, and Diamondbacks, that's gonna put even more pressure on San Diego. Here's the 1-2. Pop fly right field on the line, foul territory, and it will just land foul. Santana does not move well, and Suzuki got there way late. And no chance. So it's 1-2. Giants playing against the Dodgers tonight at 9:10 Central Time. So we'll show you more scores and everything in between our eighth inning and the middle eighth inning. It's a tradition. Shy Sports Live. That's going to be a pretty difficult series for San Francisco to win and climb ever so closer to getting back in that playoff spot. 1-2 on Hayes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good splitter. Strike 3. That's out number 2. That'll give Shota his second strikeout of the game tonight. Good splitter. He's asked if that pitch was going to be low. It was, according to Chad Whitson. Spencer Steer, he's 0 for 1. First pitch to him, swing and a miss, strike 1. Had a weak pop out to Santana in foul territory in his last at bat. Shota will come set. The 0-1. Fouled off of his back leg. It's 0-2 now. He's limping a little bit. Trying to take some time here to reset after getting hit with that foul ball. Diamondbacks playing against the Phillies. I've clinched the division, and the only team in the entire MLB that has clinched their division. Here's the 0-2. That's all. It's 1-2 now. Brewers are getting ever so closely to clinching that division. Of course, the Cubs won the season series, so still going to take some time to get that number sorted out. Here's the 1-2. Just fouls it off. But a win here for the Cubs and a loss for the Brewers. This is where you hope, you don't like the Cardinals, but this is where you hope the Cardinals can win some games. Get Chicago back into this deficit. Here's the 1-2. That ball's hit well, left center field. This ball is going to go. Spencer Steer has a home run. That's another one in the game for both teams. And Fimanaga, that's the second one on a fastball right down the middle as Steer launches his 19th home run of the season. On another line drive to left center field, 101.1 miles per hour exit velo off the bat. And a projected distance of 402 feet, and it's 4-3. Again goes fastball. That one was only at 89 miles per hour, and it was hit well. It was third row out there in left center field. To bring up a man who could definitely tie it with one swing of the bat, De La Cruz walked in his last plate appearance. Here's the first pitch. Sweeper right there for strike one. The 0-1. Just off the play with a splitter, 1-1 now. Shota will come sets. And the 1-1. It's a piece of that. Splitter fouls it off. 1-2 now on De La Cruz. He's one home run away from 20 home runs on the season. Of course, for the Cubs, you'll have to have that happen after the series. Here's the 1-2. Check swing fouls it off. It's 4-1 Nationals now over the Mets. So if you're these teams, especially the Reds, looking at that, very close to clinching a playoff spot. Padres are down 2-0 to the White Sox in the first inning. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three on a splitter for the third out. Good pitch. One to the top of the fifth. Reds had one. Cubs only up one. Cubs on tap 4-3 on Tri Sports Live. Welcome back here to the top of the fifth inning. Cubs on top 4-3 here on Shy Sports Live, the audio-only broadcast for the Cubs and Reds. Game 2 of this four-game set. First pitch from Nick Lodolo in his 80th of the game is a changeup blown away for ball one. Reds have 3 runs and 3 solo home runs in this game. Here's the 1-0. This is up and in, 2-0 now. 3 solo home runs for the Reds in this game. Cubs have 2 home runs in this game, so that's 5 home runs combined. Here's the 2-0. High pop fly, that's going to get out of play. 2-1 now in Happ. Sitting well over 300 in his last 20 games. There is some bullpen action out there in the Reds bullpen. Here's the 2-1. It's slowing in 3-1 now. Here's the 3-1. Found back to the screen. Full count now on Happ. The Reds pretty much have to play every single game the rest of the season like it's Game 7 of the World Series just to get into the postseason. That catches inside corner for strike 3. Good pitch from Lodolo. Has another strikeout, has 7 on the game now. He gets Happ looking on a fastball in the inside corner. It was a perfect pitch. I'm going to bring up Seiya Suzuki, who's walked in both plate appearances tonight. Here's the first pitch. Slowing in for ball 1. Seiya getting his OBP up. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball right field. Marte will camp under it and will make the catch for the second out. First 2 Cubs hitters going down relatively quickly. Joined the Cubs September 26th through the 28th against the St. Louis Cardinals. Last 3 games of the season. Get your tickets at cubs.com/tickets. Carson Kelly will stop in. 1 for 2 today, a single and a strikeout. Swinging, here's the first pitch. Fastball under third, that's a strike on 1. Lodolo starting to feel it again. It's up to 88 pitches on the game. Here's the 0-1. Chopper hit foul, 0-2 now on Kelly. Speed up, 90th pitch of the game. Cubs are 5 games up on San Diego, so the Cubs, with a win here, their magic number I believe is 5 over San Diego. And if San Diego loses, that's going to add another tally down. Here's the 0-2. That's low for ball 1. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball right field. That's tailing and will get out of play. Cubs and Padres split their season series matchup, so whatever the deficit is now is what it is. There is no tiebreaker between the two. And it really won't make a difference besides home field advantage. Chopper hit up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Turn and fire from McClain. That's well late. Kelly has a line drive single and a weakly hit ground ball up the middle single. And look at the Cubs, their 8th hit of the game. Bring up Justin Turner with a chance, who struck out twice tonight to continue the second inning. Anything, if you're McClain, you just hold on to that ball, not try and throw one well out of the play. First pitch change up to Turner is a swing and a miss for strike one. It's probably going to be the last sitting for Lodolo. He's up to 93 pitches now in the game. And besides the two-run shot from Matt Shaw, which made it 4-2 at the time, it's been a pretty good game for Lodolo. There's a line drive through the left side, hold for a base hit. Kelly's going to hold at second. Turner reaches. And the Cubs have some two-out rally, and then see if they go to the bullpen earlier than that. I'll bring up the man, Dansby Swanson, who's hit a home run in this game up. We'll see if Tito's going to let him in. That was a broken bat, by the way. We'll see if Tito will let him face him, and no, he won't. Tito's going to come out. Looks like that's going to be it for Nick Lodolo. And he will hand the ball off, and he will depart. We'll be back into this on Shy Sports Live. Cubs on top 4-3 at the top of the fifth, and threatening. Welcome back here to the top of the fifth inning on Shy Sports Live. Connor Phillips is coming into the game for the Cincinnati Reds, making his 17th appearance out of the pen. 3.26 ERA and 19 innings pitched. So a pretty solid season out of the pen, limited to work. Does have a 14% walk rate, so he's going to try and get that down, especially with runners on first and second. First pitch to Swanson, line drive, hit towards left field. Go right to Austin Hayes, and that's a one pitch out and out of the pen. Halfway home in Cincinnati, Cubs on tap 4-3 on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back into the bottom of the fifth inning in Cincinnati. Cubs on top 4-3 as Nick Lodolo's final line went 4 2/3. You have 9 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, walked 2, struck out 7. So it was a pretty good outing for Lodolo as Imanaga on for the fifth inning of work. Needs 3 more outs for qualify for the win. First pitch fastball up and away to Brian Hayes for ball 1. A lot of interesting baseball games to be played for the rest of this season. Here's the 1-0. Back to where that's a strike. 1-1 now. And it looks like Shota's pitch comm isn't working. Here's the 1-1. That's in the dirt. 2-1 now. Here's a 2-1. That's up and away. 3-1 now. We pitch number 70 of the game now for Imanaga. Here's this 3-1. That's up and away. It's ball 4. Another walk issued from Shota. That's his second of the game. By the way, in Kansas City, after an early 1-0 start for Toronto, Royals have piled on 7 runs in the bottom of the first inning to take a 7-1 lead. And steps Trevino, first pitch. Fastball up for ball 1. All right, it won't be long until we see Tommy Hotovy come out to talk with Shota because he's not really found the strike zone in this bottom of the fifth inning. Here's the 1-0. That's inside. It's 2-0 now. Two balls, no strikes. Shota comes set. The 2-0. Fastball right there for a strike. 2-1 now on Trevino. Shota will come set. And here is a pickoff attempt to first. It gets away from Santana. Bounces off the tarp. Back to good Kierman. The throw gets away. Good backup from Swanson, but that's going to be an error on Shota Imanaga. Almost worked out for Imanaga as the pickoff attempt. And the throw would have been late, but honestly might be an error on Santana. Here's a 2-1. Ground ball hit. Warner will grab it and he'll fire the first in time for the first out. And Hayes will move over to third. The tying run is 90 feet away from scoring. Cubs will bring the infield in. That air is charged to Shota Imanaga. Here's Matt McLean, the man who hit a solo home run in his last at-bats. First pitch, swing and a miss, good splitter from Shota for strike 1. Tying run on third. Here's the 0-1. Good splitter on the outside corner, 0-2. That was a perfect pitch. No balls, two strikes, one out. Bottom of the fifth, 4-3 Cubs, but the Reds are threatening to tie it back up. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good splitter. That's out number two. Huge strikeout for Shota. Picks up his fourth of the game. And an absolutely massive strikeout there. So that'll bring up a lefty-lefty situation with Friedel, who's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout on a flyout. He just needs to get this last out. First pitch fastball catches the top of the zone for a strike to show Friedel. Here's the 0-1. That's head high. It's 1-1 now. Shota will come set. 1-1. Misses up and in. It's 2-1 now. Two one line drive. That's going to get through the left side hole, and Friedel will drive into tie and run. That was a sweeper, and it got the job done, and we're tied at 4 here at the bottom of the fifth in Cincinnati now. And every single time the Cubs jump out ahead, the Reds have come back to even closer. Good piece of hitting there from Friedel, and for Shota, that's his fourth earned run of the game, and part of that was sparked by the pickoff error attempt on him by him. It's Hadavi and the translator to come out to talk with Shota. For the Reds, that's their fourth hit of the game. And that could be a key error now on Shota. I think of Noelvi Marte. He's grounded out and flown out in his first two at bats. And he can go yard if he wants to as well. Imanaga will come set. The pitch. Splitter low and away for ball one. 82 pitches now for Imanaga. This will probably be his last inning of the game. Gotta imagine Connor Phillips is going to continue pitching to the top of the sixth. Here's the 1-0. Line drive right to Swanson, though, for the third out. But the Reds tie it back up at 4, courtesy of a TJ Friedel RBI single, led to the sixth in Cincinnati, 4-4. I'll go back here to the top of the sixth inning. Michael Busch is going to be pinch hitting for Carlos Santana. 257 on the season, 1 home run shy of 30 home runs. So Michael Busch coming on for the rest of the game. Connor Phillips, 1 pitch, 1 out on the first at bat of his relief appearance. Fires in the curveball for a strike to his second batter. Phillips will come set. Low and inside for ball 1. On 1, fastball at the knees. That's a strike. 1-2 now. The TJ Friedel RBI single in the bottom of the 5th inning tied it up. And part of that had to do with the Shota Imanaga throwing error over the first base. Here's the 1-2. That's slowing in 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch from Phillips. This is an off-speed pitch. Looked like a slider, and Busch swings and misses for strikeout. It's on number 1. I'm going to Pete Armstrong, 2 for 2 today. A couple singles. We'll see if Pete can get something here. He fouls it off for strike 1. Home run leaders Michael Busch and Pete Armstrong both have 29. So if they each get 1 more home run in these last 9 games, Cubs could have a couple 30 home run guys, and Seiya Suzuki's only 3 off. So if he gets hot with the bat, that could be a 4 hitter, 3 hitters for the Cubs with 30 home runs each. Here's the 0-1 of Pete. That's up and away for a ball, 1-1 now. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball left field out of play. 1-2 now. I believe last I checked, it was 2-1 White Sox over the Padres. Here's the 1-2. That's up and away, 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2. Inside corner, perfect pitch for strike 3. That's out number 2. Pete's not happy. But it did look like a strike. The straight fastball was a perfect pitch. Pete's not happy, but that was a perfect pitch. Here's Matt Shaw. 1 for 2 tonight. A home run in his last at bat. There's a ball. A 2-run home run in his last at bat. Made it 4-2 at the time. So here's the 1-0. Nice sweeper at the top of the zone. First strike, 1-1 now. Govin is 41st and 42nd RBI of the season. The 1-1. Going away, 2-1 now on Shaw. Phillips will come set to 2-1. Inside, 3-1 now. Ian Happ leads the Cubs in most home runs since the break, and Matt Shaw right behind them, as well as Michael Bush. Those numbers at 11, 10, and 10 to 3-1. Good off speed right there for a strike. Full count now on Shaw. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 6th, tied at 4. Great American Ballpark in Game 2 of this 4-game set between the Reds and the Cubs. Big game, big series for the Reds. Got to win, keep winning to keep their postseason hopes alive. For the Cubs, got to keep winning the potential for that divisional crown. 3-2. High fly ball. Shallow center field. Frieda will come in. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out. Cubs go down in order 1, 2, 3. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-4 tie on Tri Sports Live. Welcome back here to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Cincinnati. The Cubs and Reds tied at 4. Got a new pitcher on the mound for the Cubs. It's Porter Hodge in his first pitch to Miguel Andujar is a swing and a miss for strike 1. 36th appearance of the season for Hodge. 32 innings, an ERA of 5.63. Just trying to improve that. As we head toward the end of the season, the 0-1, that's a fastball up for ball 1. So both pitchers will get no decisions. Reds offense kept Lodolo having to get a loss. 1-1 outs in there for strike 1 and 2 now. For the Cubs, for Imanaga, gave up the 2-run lead he had. He'll get no decision. Here's the 1-2. Florida right field out of play. It's still 1-2. Tied at 4. Mets and Nats are tied at 4 now. Rays and Red Sox are tied at 2. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball right field out of play. White Sox on top 2-1 over San Diego there in the 4th inning. A lot of good baseball and a lot of intense playoff baseball right now going on. We still have 9 games left. We still have 8 games left after tonight. Here's the 1-2. Checked his swing well up and it nearly hits Andujar. It's 2-2 now. Milwaukee and St. Louis just got started about 10 minutes ago. Here's the 2-2. Inside corner, called strike 3. That's out number 1. Andujar goes down looking. Looked a touch inside according to the strike zone. About a half an inch missing inside if the box is correct. Of course, not always correct, but regardless, there's one out for Austin Hayes. Here's the first pitch. And over a slider in there for strike one. The Cubs bullpen over the last 9 games has been really well. An 0.55 ERA. Here's the 0-1. Chopper pulled foul. Hayes, by the way, has crushed the baseball tonight, but foul. He's had 2 no-doubter home runs, but they've been pulled well foul. So he's seen the ball well enough to be able to crush it, but he's not seen it well enough to lay off of it until he could hit it fair. Here's the 0-2. Chopper over Hodges' head. Horner comes in, charges, fires the first, that throws offline. And Hayes just able to touch the bag with his foot. The tag missed. Can't imagine that's going to be an infield single. However, we're going to wait to see what the ruling is. Nico did not get the best. Not get all that much on the throw. And it is going to be indeed ruled a hit. So kind of threw a change-up grip over there to first. If it's online, it might be an out, but it wasn't online. Here's Spencer Steer. He's 1 for 2 tonight. There's a home run. First pitch fastball catches the outer third for a strike 0-1. Right now, if you're Hodge and the Cubs, you're trying to get these 3 outs, get your offense back up and trying to get some runs. Hodge will come set to the 0-2. Fly ball right field, asking out to play. Steer hitting .241 now in the season, 1 home run shy of 20. Not that big of a lead over there at first for Hayes. That's low, good block from Kelly. It's 1-2 now. By the way, it's kind of gone all wrong for the Nationals, as it's now 8-4 Mets. I wonder if there was no grand slam. But Juan Soto hit a home run. That spiked in the dirt again from Hodge. It's 2-2. There's a straight fastball and a good block from Kelly with his backhanded glove. So it looks like the Nationals are going to keep their slim lead up. The Cubs can beat the Reds. That might push the Reds out of playoff contention to 2-2. High fly ball, left center field, hit pretty well. This ball is back at the track. It's gone. Spencer Steer hits his 2nd home run of the game. And the Cubs were once up 4-2. It's now 6-4 as Steer has hit his 20th of the season. And it's now 6-4 Reds. There's a slider, changeup, something that broke. And it was absolutely tattooed. Pete collided with the wall out there in left center field, but it's now 6-4 Reds. Another Billy De La Cruz. He lines this one ball to left field. This ball is going to also go. Back to back for the Reds, and they are now up 7-4. His 20th home run of the season, and it's all gone wrong for the Cubs here in this bottom of the 6th inning for Porter Hodge. 101.7 miles per hour off the bats and a distance of 366 feet. Fastball outer third. And Ellie has made it 7-4. It's a 3 spot for the Reds. Tommy Hottovy is going to come out to talk with Porter Hodge. And this is the complete opposite of what you wanted for the Cubs. Padres tied it up with the White Sox, so Cubs are still fighting for something here. They still have a chance at this division. They still have a chance. Going to be difficult, but they still have a chance to get that home field advantage for a wild card series. That's pretty much needed. Here's Cabrian Hayes. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and scored a run. First pitch from Hodge. Fastball in there for strike one. It's popped out to Swanson as well. The 0-1, that's in the dirt and goes back to the screen. 1-1. Reds, by the way, have scored a run in every single inning from the third through the seventh inning now. It's Taylor Rogers getting loose in that Cubs bullpen, the lefty. Here's the 1-1. Not slow, it's 2-1 now. So Shota could not go that deep, only went 5 innings. And Hodge has been a nightmare out of the pen. Here's a 2-1. It's fouled back to the screen, 2-2 now. And now the Cubs all of a sudden are down to their last 9 outs because of this 3-run inning. Here's a 2-2. Low and in, it's full now on Hayes. Here's a 3-2. Up, and that's ball 4. Another walk issued from Hodge. And that's, gotta imagine, going to have to be it for Porter. Craig's not going to come out to get him. Here's Jose Trevino for 2 tonight. A line out and a ground out. He'll swing through and miss off-speed pitch for strike one. McClain is on deck. I think Craig Counsell just called the bullpen to see if Taylor Rogers is ready. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball hit towards right center field. This is it well, but playable, and Suzuki will make the catch just in front of the track for the second out. So another hard hit ball against Porter Hodge, and that'll bring up Matt McClain, who's also homered in the game tonight. A lot of home runs tonight. And Craig's going to let Porter stay in to face McClain. This is a big decision here. Here's the pitch. Catching the top of his own first strike on 1. Oh, 1, that's off to play 1-1 now. Hodge will come set. 1-1. Late swing and a miss from McClain. 1-2 now. Hodge a strike from getting out of this nightmarish half inning. Cubs have to get 4 runs off as of this point off of a difficult Reds bullpen. Hodge will step back onto the rubber. He'll come set. 1-2. And so it's 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, 7-4 Reds. The pitch. Up and in, it's full now. Hayes will be off with the pitch. Reds have scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th. Still a chance to add on more. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a big out. But a 3-run home run in inning for the Reds as breaking the tie. Reds on top 7-4 as we get to the 7th on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to the top of the seventh inning. Cubs and Reds. Reds on top, 7-4 after a three spot in the bottom of the sixth inning. Nick Martinez is on the pitch for the Reds. First pitch fastball misses inside to the Nico Horner. Nico 1 for 3 tonight. All of his hits have been out towards right center field today. Here's the 1-0. High fly ball hit towards left center field. Hayes will call for it and make the catch for the first out. The Cubs are down to their last 8 outs in the ball game tonight. But back-to-back home runs from Spencer Steer and Ellie De La Cruz made it 7-4. Here's Ian Happ. First pitch to him is a curveball and a strike. One for 3 tonight for Ian, an RBI double. Here's the 0-1. Line drive right center field. This is going to get down in front of Marte for a base hit. Happ will hold over at first. The Cubs have some potential working here in the top of the seventh. We're going to say Suzuki. 0 for 1 tonight. He's walked twice and flown out to Marte. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses up and in for ball 1. This is where for the Cubs, you got to bear down. Start chopping away at that deficit like the Reds did. The 1-0. Check swing, foul ball, 1-1 now on Suzuki. 37th appearance of the season for Martinez, a 4.63 ERA. That's a good chance for the Cubs here to at least add on 1. That's what they need to at least get on the board here and continue scoring some more runs. Here's the 1-1. Outside corner, that's a strike, 1 and 2 now. By the way, that single for Happ was the 10th hit of the game as a team for Chicago. Here's the 1-2. Inside, fouls it off. So win, the Cubs would go to... Or the Reds would go to 78 and 76. That misses up. It's 2 and 2 now in Suzuki. 2 games above 500. Of course, with the Mets, assuming they're going to hang on and win, that's going to continue to make it really difficult for the Reds to win, to get games back. Here's a 2-2. Chopper, 2-hopper. Quick play at second, just gets the plate. There in that throw on the first, he's out. Gotta imagine Seiya might be safe at first. See what Craig says. They're gonna challenge. Probably gonna ask him what play do you want to challenge? I think he was at second. They're probably gonna honestly take a look at both sides. So Craig's gonna challenge both. So both second and first place. He looked out barely at second. The play at first, though, that one I don't think he was out. So he was out at second. The throw to first, he should be safe at first based off the replay. So at this point in time, it's going to be a fielder's choice ground outs. He's safe by about a half a step at first. So the stand is going to be 2 outs for Carson Kelly. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a couple singles and a strikeout. And here's the call. So they did confirm the out call at second and overturned the out call at first. So 2 outs. Cubs will retain their challenge. Carson Kelly up now. Still a chance here to extend this inning. Martinez will come set. And the first pitch. High pop fly. Foul side. Hayes will camp under and make the catch for the 3rd out. Cubs strand 1, don't score. Stretch time in Cincinnati, 7-4 Reds. Welcome back here to the bottom of the 7th inning on Shy Sports Live. Cubs trail the Reds 7-4. As Taylor Rogers is in to pitch. First pitch to TJ Friedel. It's called strike. Friedel tied the game up at 4 back in the bottom of the 5th inning on a 2-out single off of Shota to tie it at 4 at the time. Here's the 0-1. That's on the way 1-1. And Porter Hodge had a nightmare of a 6th inning, giving up 3. Taylor Rogers making his 55th appearance of the season. 3.28 ERA. Here's the 1-1. Line drive, right field, but foul. Also played here in Cincinnati for those half the season until the deadline. Actually, he was a Pirate for about 18 hours. By the way, the Nationals are slowly creeping back against the Mets. It's now 8-6 in that game. Long game there. Here's the 1-2. Just low off the plate, 2-2 now. The White Sox on top of the Padres 4-2. So even if the Cubs do lose, the Padres lose, Cubs' magic number will still go down 1. Here's the 2-2. Chopper right back to Rogers. He'll turn and fire the first in time for the out. Noelvi Marte is 0 for 3 tonight. A fly out, ground on, and a line out. Reds trying to get their 78th win of the season. They're 6 outs away from doing so. Cubs, by the way, in the top of the eighth inning, will have Turner, Swanson, and Bush scheduled to hit. That's up and away for ball one. See if Turner gets taken out of the game. He's the DH, so you can move someone else off the bench. There's a chopper off of Marte's foot. That's foul. It's 1-1 now. So we'll see what Craig does. Got some men on the bench that could play. I imagine it'll probably be Willie Castro if there would be a pinch hitter for Turner. One one just off the plate, might have been up as well. 2-1 now on Marte. And our third strike on a fastball. 2-2 now on Marte. Cubs trail the Reds 7-4. Bottom of the seventh, 1 out. Reds have scored in every single inning besides the second inning in this game tonight. Here's a 2-2. Part of ground ball pulled foul. Got a solo home run from Matt McClain to start the game in the bottom of the first. Here's the 2-2. High pop fly. So Spencer Steer. Pop fly. Matt Shaw, foul territory, will make the catch for the second out. Spencer Steer with the solo home run in the bottom of the first. McClain did have one in the third. And overall, the Reds have had a home run. 6 of their 7 runs tonight have come via the long ball. And 4 home runs. 3 solos and a 1-2 run shot. It's Andujar. Just inside for a ball. Andujar. I'm sorry. Andujar was the one who hit the home run in the bottom of the first inning. Sorry about that. Here's the 1-0. That's chopped towards third. It's going to be foul. It's 1-1 now. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. 1-2 now on Andujar. Cubs down to their final 6 outs tonight. Need 4 runs to take the lead. The 1-2. Ground ball hit towards third. Shaw will grab it and fire the first in time for the third out. Reds go down in order 1-2-3-1 to the 8th in Cincinnati. 7-4 Reds on Shy Sports Live. Welcome back here to the top of the eighth inning in Cincinnati. It's a 7-4 lead for the Reds. It's the Cubs bullpen, which was pretty good in the past 10 games, kind of collapsed with Porter Hodge. 7-4 Reds. Tony Santillan is in the pitch for the Reds. 75th appearance of the season, 68 innings, a 2.51 ERA. And the first pitch of the at-bat to Moises Ballesteros is a ball. Here's the 1-0. That's up on the way 2-0 now. Here's the 2-0. That's 3 straight out of the zone from Santillan. 3-0 now on Ballesteros. It's been reliable out of the pen for Tito this season. He's in danger of losing his first hitter of the game, and it is a 4-pitch walk for Moises Ballesteros. So that could spark a potential Cubs rally for Dansby Swanson now. Has a home run in this game. First pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Remember, did not broadcast the game last night, but Ballesteros to get hit in the head on the line drive from PCA. Got hit in the helmet, not directly on the head. Here's the 0-1. That's off to play 1-1. He's playing again tonight. That line drive was, I believe, 105.7 miles per hour off the bats. Here's the 1-1. That's up. It's 2-1. So that's 6 balls to 1 strike for Santillan. First 7 pitches out of the pen. Bush on deck. He would be the tying run if Swanson reaches. 2-1. High fly ball right side out of play. 2-2 now. Time is called from Swanson. There's 1 timeout allotted in the at-bat. Step back into the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 8th inning. Cubs down to their final 6 outs of the game. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's out number 1. Cubs down to the final 5 outs tonight. And now to bring on Michael Bush, who struck out in his last at-bats. Another strikeout for Reds pitching. They have a lot tonight. They have 10 as a team. Lodolo had 7 starters. So the pen has only registered 3. They're on their 3rd relief pitcher. Here's the first pitch to Michael Bush. Slider top of the zone. That's a strike on 1. Ten hits for the Cubs, 7 for the Reds. Cubs only have 4 runs in the game. Here's the 0-1. Inside corner, that's a strike, 0-2 now. Over 2 hours and 15 minutes into this ball game, Cubs trail the Reds 7-4. Santillan will come set. The 0-2. And the dirt no off for 1-2 now. 1-2. Inside 2-2 now on Bush. Solo home run here, or a 2-run home run here would give Bush his 30th home run of the season and make the Cubs down by 1. The 2-2. Ground ball hit towards second. McLean to De La Cruz, and it's a 4-6-3 double play in the half inning. We're going to keep it here for some scoreboard updates as the Cubs are down 7-4 through 7.5 innings tonight. And let's get some started with the scores. So you can see right here, Braves on top of the Tigers. Went out away from winning that game, and the Tigers continuing to slump. The Athletics are on top of the Pirates 4-3. They're in the 9th inning, our game. The Yankees and Orioles playing. They're in the top of the 7th. The Orioles on top 3-2. Mets and Nationals are in the top of the 6th. It's 8-6 Mets. Top of the 6th in Chicago. The White Sox are on top 4-2. Bottom of the 5th in Tampa. The Rays on top 3-2 over the Red Sox. The Royals on top 10-1 over the Blue Jays. They had 7 runs in the first inning. The Rangers on top of the Marlins 1-0. They're in the top of the 4th inning. The Rockies and Angels tied at 3. They're in the top of the 4th. Mariners on top 1-0 over the Astros. They're in the top of the 4th. The Guardians are on top 2-0 over the Twins. That's a big game. If the Guardians win and assuming the Tigers lose, the Guardians will only be 4 back. The Cardinals are on top 2-1 over the Brewers. And the Nightcaps, as that Braves Tigers game did go final. Tonight, 2 nightcap games remaining that have yet to get started. The D-backs and Phillies in Arizona, and the Dodgers and Giants in Los Angeles. That one's on Apple TV. That'll round out the final 9. We'll depart briefly. Cubs trail 7-4. Here we go with our game summary. Reds on top 7-4. Minaga went 5 innings. He had 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. He had 3 home runs. Swanson had a solo home run in the second shot, a 2-run shot on the 4th. Steer has a couple home runs tonight. There's a first pitch strike to Austin Hayes. Nelly De La Cruz with a solo home run. And the Reds have 5 home runs as a team tonight. That's a season high for them. 0-1 to Hayes, ground ball hit towards Swanson. He'll grab it. He'll fire the first in time for the first out. So the Cubs down to their final 3 outs tonight, in danger of losing both the first 2 games of this 4-game set. For the Reds, this is a big win for them to keep pace just behind, or keep pace and stay alive in this season that will most likely end in a no playoff appearance for them if the Mets are able to beat the Nationals. Of course, they could get some help from the Cubs because the Nationals do play, that's inside. The Mets do play the Cubs in Chicago. So if the Reds, let's say the Reds were to sweep the Cubs can go back beating as it's 2-1 now on Steer. If the Cubs can go back and beat the Mets, that could really help the Reds make a playoff spot. Overall, it's really difficult for them to make the playoffs at this point in time. It's 3 straight out of the zone. Last 2 pitches have been borderline. It's 3-1. Reone Steer fouls it off. Full count now. Steer 2 for 3 today. Has a couple home runs. Both to left field. That's inside and low. It's ball 4. So Steer reaches via walk, and that'll bring up Ellie De La Cruz, who's 1 for 2 tonight. A walk, a strikeout, and a home run. I imagine we're going to finish this game before the final two nightcap games get started, hopefully. Pitch to De La Cruz. Give me over curve. That's a strike on one. So Porter Hodge at this point in time is going to be in line for the loss. And had a disappointing relief outing in that sixth inning. Here's the 0-1. Rolling in 1-1 now. For the Reds. It's probably going to go to Nick Martinez. Here's the 1-1. So in 2-1, or Carson Phillips, one of the two will get that win. Assuming the Reds are able to hold on and win without the Cubs tying it. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Rogers will come set. And the pitch. That's just so. It's 3-1 now. Rogers in danger of walking back-to-back hitters. The 3-1. There's a strike, full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. 7-4 Reds, runner on first. Rogers will come set, and De La Cruz will call his timeouts. Ellie has his average back up to 262 on the season now. Tomorrow's broadcast will once again get started around 5:35, 5:37 Central Time. Here's a 3-2. Flared back to the screen foul. We have game 3 of this 4-game set. And if the Cubs lose that one, they'll officially lose this 4-game series to Cincinnati if the Reds are able to hang on and win tonight. 3-2. Just misses up or in. One of the two. It's ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued from Rogers now. Not about Brian Hayes. He's 0 for 1 today. And Tommy Ottavy will come out to talk with Rogers. It's 4-3 now in that White Sox-Padres game. Brewers are still down by 1 against St. Louis. So a lot more scoreboard watching at this point in time of the season as we are in the single digits for games remaining. So Hayes 0 for 1 tonight. He's popped out and he's walked twice. Scored a run. There's a chance to add on some more insurance runs for the Reds. First pitch from Rogers misses inside for ball 1. There's the 1-0. That catches inside corner for a strike. 1-1 now. Rogers will come set. 1-1. Fly ball right field out of play. 1-2 now on Hayes. For the Cubs, scheduled Pete Armstrong, Matt Shaw, and Nico Horner in the top of the 9th inning. Some good bats there to try and get something going. 1-2. That misses just up. 2-2 now on Hayes. The 2-2. Chopper foul and another long battle here. Rogers up to 35 pitches out of the pen, so gotta imagine he will not be able to be used tomorrow and potentially Sunday's game. He still needs to get 2 more outs in this inning. 2-2. Ground ball, chance for 2. Horner will flip to second for 1. Swanson's turn in time. Good stretch from Bush. That's out number 2 and 3. We'll head to the 9th in Cincinnati. As Tito's thinking about challenging, they won't. Well, to the 9th. Reds on top 7-4. Cubs down to their final 3 outs in game 2 of this 4-game set. We'll go back here to the top of the 9th inning. The Cubs are down to their final 3 outs of the game tonight. Cubs have clinched the playoff spot. They clinched 2 games ago with the win over the Pirates in that final game of that series. Emilio Pagan is in the pitch for the Reds. 65th appearance of the season. 27-33 for saves. Looking for his 28th save of the season. Looking for the 78th win of the season for the Reds. Pete Armstrong will step up. First pitch to him. Misses just inside for ball 1. Pete, 2 for 3 today. A couple singles and a strikeout looking. Also has a run scored. Here's the 1-0. This is inside 2-0 now. Pagan will ask for a new baseball. If Pete and Matt can reach base, Horner will have a chance to do some damage. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss for a strike, 2-1 now. Pagan will come set. 2-1. Ground ball pulled towards first. Steer will grab it. He'll slip on the bag for the first down. And the Cubs are down to their final 2 outs tonight. Bring up Matt Shaw, 1 for 3. Home run. Cubs in danger of losing their 66th game of the season. Pagan will come set. The pitch. Up and in nearly hits Shaw. It's ball 1. As usual, when we wrap up the game, we'll go for a quick 30-second break and discuss the final stats and call the broadcast. And thank you all for tuning in, and whoever is still tuned in, thank you for listening to the audio broadcast. Here's the 1-0. Broken bat, check swing. It's a foul ball. It's 1-1. And a couple subscribers now, which is great. Thank you for whoever subscribed to the channel. That one. Matt spat just above his hands and absolutely shattered it in half. But try and broadcast as many Chicago sports games as we can out of the teams that I will be broadcasting, which are the Cubs, Bulls, Blackhawks, and Bears. The gun will come set. The 1-1. Line drive, right field foul. It's 1-2 now. Trying to be technical, the Cubs are down to their final 4 strikes tonight. The gun will come set. The 1-2. Line drive, right center field. That'll drop. Shaw will have a base hit. They'll head to second. The throw from Marte is going to be not in time. And that's going to be a 1-out double for Matt Shaw. A couple extra base hits in the game tonight now. And the Cubs have a runner on board. 1 out for Nico Horner, who's 1 for 4 tonight. And I cut her on the outer third and just line it towards right center field for the base hit. And the extra base hits. First pitch from Horner. Hard to line drive, but foul. Down the third baseline. 300 average for the season for Nico. If he's able to reach and Shaw's not out, Ian Happ will step up. Had a heck of a career against NL Central with a chance to tie it with 1 swing of the bat. Here's the 0-1. Line drive left field on the line. It's foul. And it's going to be 0-2 now on Nico. A 0-2 count on Nico. 1 out. Top of the 9th. 7-4 Reds. Pagan will come set. The pitch. High pop fly, right field. That's going to get out of play, and the at-bat will continue. It's always tough to strike out, Nico. By the way, that double for Matt Shaw is the 11th hit of it as a team for the Cubs. They've only been able to muster 4 runs. The 0-2. Hard headline drive right at Hayes. Makes the catch for the second out, and the Cubs are down to their final out in tonight's ballgame. That was absolutely smoked right to Hayes. And I'll bring up Ian Happ. 2 for 4 tonight. Last chance for the Cubs. It's a ground out, a double, a strikeout, and a single. Just driven in 1 on that double. It's a chance to extend the game, though, for Seiya Suzuki. First pitch is low for ball 1. Pagan will come set. The 1-0. Fouled back to the screen. It's 1-1 now. Cubs down to their final 2 strikes in the game tonight. Pagan will come set. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch at the shins. It's 1-2 now, and the Cubs are down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 9th, 7-4 Reds. Matt Shaw in second. Pagan will come set. The pitch. Jandon, the left field, that's foul, and we'll do it again. Well in on the hands, almost like the broken bat foul ball for Matt Shaw. We'll do it again. 1-2, 2 outs, top of the 9, 7-4 Reds. Pagan gets the call from pitch count from Trevino will come set. The pitch. Up and away, it's 2-2 now. This will be pitch number 18 out of the pen for Pagan. Comes set, the pitch. High fly ball, center field. Coming in is Friedel, calling everyone off as Austin Hayes. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out. And the Reds will win the first, both of the first 2 games of this 4-game series. And improve to 78-76. The Cubs lose and fall to 88-66. We'll depart for about 30 seconds and wrap it up. Once again, Cubs lose 7-4. Welcome back here to Shy Sports Live. Cubs lose Game 2 of this 4-game set against the Reds 7-4. It's a good game for the Cubs until that 6th inning, then it fell apart. But let's go through some scoring by inning. Reds got the scoring started in the bottom of the 1st, and Miguel Andujar solo home run started off. However, the Cubs, Dansby Swanson struck for 1 in the top of the 2nd inning, tied us at 1. A 3rd run was added to the top of the 3rd on an RBI double from Ian Happ, made it 2-1, but it was quickly turned to 2-2 thanks to a Matt McClain solo home run. Cubs added a couple more in the 4th inning. A 2-run home run for Matt Shaw made it 4-2 at the time. That's the last time the Cubs would score. The Reds, however, got 1 in the 4th, the 5th, and 3 in the 6th to make it 7-4, and that was your final score for tonight's ball game. Cubs had 4 runs on 11 hits, had 1 error, and the Reds had 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Let's go through some individual hitting stats first for the Cubs. Nico Horner went 1 for 5 tonight with a run scored and a strikeout. Ian Happ went 2 for 5 tonight, an RBI and a strikeout. Seiya Suzuki went 0 for 2 tonight, walked twice. Carson Kelly went 2 for 4 with a strikeout. Justin Turner went 1 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Moises Ballesteros picked up a walk in his pinch hit appearance. Dansby Swanson went 1 for 4 tonight with a run and RBI and a home run, struck out twice. Carlos Santana went 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout. Michael Busch came in for a pinch hit for him, went 0 for 2 with a strikeout. PCA had a pretty good day hitting. Went 2 for 4, scored a run, did strike out once. And Matt Shaw went 2 for 4 tonight with a run and 2 RBIs on a 2-run home run. Ritzel had 35 at-bats, 4 runs, 11 hits, 4 RBIs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts for the Cubs. Doubles from Matt Shaw and Ian Happ. Home runs from Dansby Swanson and Matt Shaw. Total bases, PCA had 2, Kelly had 2, Swanson had 4, Shaw had 6, Happ had 3, and Horner and Turner each had 1. Cubs left 7 men on base. For the Reds now, TJ Friedel won 1 for 4 tonight with an RBI and a strikeout. Noel Marte went 0 for 4 tonight. Miguel Andujar went 1 for 4 tonight with a run, an RBI, and a strikeout and a home run. Austin Hayes 1 for 4 with a run and a strikeout. Spencer Steer went 2 for 3 tonight. Both of those hits were home runs. 2 runs drove in 3. He had a walk as well. Ellie De La Cruz 1 for 2 tonight with a home run and RBI. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Brian Hayes went 0 for 2 tonight. A run scored, 2 walks. Jose Trevino went 0 for 3 tonight, and Matt McLain 1 for 3 tonight with a home run and 2 strikeouts. For a total of 29 at-bats, 7 runs, 7 hits, 7 RBIs, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. Home runs for Miguel Andujar. Steer had 2, McLain had 1, and De La Cruz had 1. 5 home runs for the Reds offense tonight. Total bases, Andujar had 4, Steer had 8, Hayes had 1, McLain had 4, De La Cruz had 4, and Friedel had 1. Reds left 3 men on base. Now for the pitching. Cubs only used 3 men out of the bullpen, but they didn't win. Shota Imanaga got a no decision, pitched 5 innings, got 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 home runs. Porter Hodge pitched an inning, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, walked 1, struck out 2, gave up 2 home runs. And Taylor Rogers pitched 2 innings, walked 2, nothing else. For a total of 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned runs, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, 5 home runs for Cubs pitching. Porter Hodge picked up the loss. For the Reds, Nick Lodolo got the start, got a no decision, pitched 4 2/3, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs, all 4 were earned. 2 walks, 7 home runs, 2 strikeouts. Connor Phillips got the win, pitched in a third, struck out 2. Nick Martinez pitched in, gave up a hit, nothing else. Tony Santillan pitched in, gave up a walk, struck out 1, nothing else. And Emilio Pagan picked up his 29th save of the season. Pitched 9th inning, gave up 1 hit, nothing else. For a total of 9 innings pitched, 11 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, 2 home runs. That being for the final line score. That being said, the Cubs do win it, or the Reds do win it 7-4. Cubs drop a game to the Reds. Reds slowly trying to get their way back into the playoff contention. There's 8 games left. They pretty much have to win 6 to 7 of those, and the Mets have to go on another losing streak for them to have a chance of making the playoffs. But regardless, it was a good game tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Cubs for a final time. The Reds win it 7-4. Thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of Shy Sports Live.